This is the Cougar Football Recap. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Mid-first quarter, down 7-0. Offense just turned the ball over. You can't start off this set of highlights without going to the defense. And Hercules and Frankie Louvu combined for 5.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah, they played lights out. The entire defensive front played lights out the entire game. First defensive series, Boise State goes right down the field. All of a sudden, offense comes back, goes down the field, turns the ball over. Now this is a crucial part in the game of, hey, is this thing going to get out of hand? Well, want to look at this big play. In my mind, it kind of set the tone early of getting Washington State back in the ball game, and just to show the dominance of the defensive front and what they've done did during the game. So this is the play action fake, and what Boise State's trying to do here, Chaz, is they're trying to play action fake and then get some deep plays down the field. We saw in that first drive a deep pass from the tight end on a play action naked, but now they're trying to do a play action and have Brett Rippon stay in the pocket and take some shots downfield with their big play receivers on the outside like we saw during the game. Well, that goes null and void when this happens. When your defensive line is that good and they go and party at the quarterback, you mentioned them, Frankie Louvu and Hercules Mataafa, and we're going to take a look at it from the backside here, the end zone cam. So I want you to look at Hercules Mataafa here. He's in what you call your three technique. Center's right here, so 1, 2, 3 technique, and he's going to shoot this inside gap. Okay, so as they slide down, he's going to shoot, get his hands off him, and shoot that inside gap. A bust on Boise State's entire front on just letting Frankie Louvu go off the edge on the left-hand side. So Herc goes and beats his two guys on the inside. Frankie's unblocked on the outside, and Brett Rippon had no chance on this play of getting this ball downfield.
Frankie with 2.5 sacks in the game, and look at Herc get through there.
So one of the things that you're taught, and just to look at his technique, is he's taught he's so violent. He's quick off the ball, but he's so violent with his hands of getting the offensive lineman's hands off of him, and then also getting skinny and getting through that gap. So you see how he shoots through that gap, hands off, boom, get your hands off of me, get skinny through the gap, and all of a sudden he's at the quarterback. Big play, rally over there, Robert Taylor right there, scoop and score. Defense comes up big with 14 points on the night, and that was a big one to get the Cougs going to start early in this game.
Got to give credit where credit's due. Boise played a really good game. This ends up being a 10-yard hookup for Luke to C.J. Dimry, but quality coverage from the Broncos.
Quality coverage. That's one thing that people are looking at, and they ask, why don't the Cougs throw the ball downfield? Why aren't they extending that ball downfield and everything always seems to be underneath? Well, in order to go downfield, you have to be open downfield. And so here's one of the base plays from this offense. And it's just going to be an underneath route by Kyle Sweet right here. He's going to come underneath. Outside, you're going to have another underneath route. And all Luke is going to see is he's looking for that flat player defender to see what he's going to do. Now, Jameer Calvin's going to run a high corner route over here. So if he's able to get the ball to one of these guys underneath because of spacing and they're soft, then he will. If he is not, then he looks for that corner route. Now, when all those things go to fail, you have to improvise, and that's what we're going to see here. So right away, these two defensive players, they combo, meaning they pass they pass responsibility off. So he sees he's going to jam him outside, and he's going to take Kyle Sweet on the inside and pass him off to the safety over here, which now creates leverage for the defense, meaning he's trying to run a corner route to where he's already at, which is very, very tough to do. So Luke notices that right away. Not open on the inside slant underneath here. So even though there's good pocket, there's a good pocket for Luke to stay in. So I'm going to pause it right here and show you. So there's a good pocket. O-line's doing a great job. 4-man rush, great job up front. But we saw this time and time again throughout the game where, hey, Luke had time to throw. Helinski had time to throw, but there was nobody open downfield. Really, and it was because of the coverages downfield. And so here's one thing where, okay, line did good. Now Luke scrambled outside the pocket, and he does a good job extending this play with his legs. And that's what he's taught to do. And then C.J. Dimry dragging all the way across the field and to create a throwing lane and a presence for Luke to throw that ball down the field too. So nice job from Luke there. Great job from C.J. Dimry coming all the way across the formation. And he comes from the left of the screen all the way to the right of the screen. But to show you again, as we pause it right here, great job from the big boys up front. They're giving Luke time. They're giving him a nice pocket. Nobody's at his feet. He has lanes to throw the ball down the field. But when there's nothing there, you have to start to improvise. And Luke does a good job here of saying, okay, I'm not going to sit back in the pocket. I'm going to get outside, break the edge, create some time for me to throw the ball downfield, get my guys open, and there you go.
Game's tied at 10, about 8 minutes left, third quarter. Boise has 3rd and goal from the 5, and again, the Coug D steps up in a big way.
Yeah, they really do, and this is a crucial part in the ball game. Boise State's driven all the way down the field, and four total turnovers in the game from the defense, 7 overall in the entire game from both squads. And what you're going to see right here is a great play from Marcellus Pippins, outside corner. So watch him. Here's their main guy, Wilson, their receiver. He's made some big plays downfield, made some touchdown catches. Well, surprise, surprise, they're going to try to go to a fade ball on the outside or take a look at the fade ball on the outside. Well, Pippins is playing what they call cover 2. So he's going to be your flat player defender, and he's your deep threat. Well, being that the field is so short down here in the red zone, he has to recover and cover that deep ball that's going to come over here to the corner. Well, Marcellus Pippins is taught to get to his outside leverage, keep his eyes inside, and get hands on him to help Robert Taylor off over here for any deep threat. Well, in doing that, as he does that, he gets hands inside, stays outside leverage, eyes inside, sees the play, and then breaks off on the play. So as he sees the ball being thrown to the flat right here, he breaks off, puts his helmet right on the ball, creates a turnover right there on the 3-4 yard line. Great job from Frankie Louvu to recover that ball. You see him roll over, pulling that ball away from the running back there, and just a huge, huge play to stop an offense down there. We saw it from our side where Washington State drives all the way down the field, gets stopped on the 3 yard line. Boise State now goes down the field, and we return that favor. As an offense, trust me, Chaz, when you're an offense and you drive down the field and you get stopped inside the 5 yard line, it is one of the worst feelings in the world. So kudos to this defense as they played all night long really well together. And again, from the end zone copy, you're going to see Pippins put that helmet right on that ball, breaks in from the outside, helmet right on the ball. Guys rally to it. Another takeaway, 4 on the day. Great job from this Cougar defense.
This has been the Cougar Football Recap. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.